A while back, my dresser, Askia, who was with me on this project, was working on a film in New York with David Ellis, who was the original director of the project. And he was telling her he was doing this film, and she told him how much I love this film because I've been watching this movie for a long time, the anime, Kite. And it's like, really, Sam would like to do that? And David was my director on Snakes on a Plane, and he did second unit on several other films that I did, like Deep Blue Sea and Sphere, so we knew each other very well. So when he called me and asked me if I was interested, I'm like, for sure, Kite. Story of a young girl who gets caught up in a sort of menacing world trying to find who killed her parents. And the only way to discover that is to infiltrate what is referred to in this film as the flesh cartels, people who sell people and use people in another way. But she's also under the influence of a character, my character, Acker, who's a cop, who has her in sort of a drug cloud that allows her to do things that she would normally do. Well, occasionally when she's not as drugged as she normally is, she has flashes of who she used to be and where she came from and what might have happened to her parents. Carl Acker is state security policeman who has been around for a while, who has an interesting connection to the female lead in the film Sawa that most people don't know about, and it's kind of hard to figure out what line he's on. The line is very blurred as to whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. We don't really know what the structure is or whatever. We know there is a police force of some sort because they are investigating what's going on. There seems to be various elements of crime, that run rampant throughout that world. And there's a group of kids, the numbers kids, who seem to outnumber everybody else, but they're not as intellectually dangerous as they are physically dangerous. I guess when I got here and I started dealing with the costume designer and what Acker looked like, I guess we sort of had a different idea. He had the right idea for what he looked like in the past when Sawa was a child, when he was with the state security force. It was a suit and whatever, traditionally dressed or whatever. But as we moved into the new world, and I guess because he stolen and sold weapons, he had more money than he had at that time. He has a different attitude. He's a bit more forward thinking and dressing. So the clothes became a bit more, I wouldn't say modern, but a bit more edgy in terms of how he looked, in terms of leather and material and the cuts of the clothes and how they looked. The weapons that he carries a bit larger, a bit more, I guess, hybrid in a way, so that you understand that they change from one time period to another. And I'm very usually hands-on about a lot of things about how I look in terms of character and how I want to present myself in terms of how I perceive him in the story and how other people see him when he shows up in a place, so that you're informed that this character is different from the other characters in the story in a specific way. I hope that people will be interested in seeing not only what I did, but what India did. You know, I think we had a very good chemistry between the two of us that worked out very well. A big city like this usually finds a way to become a character in your film. The sounds of it, the smells of it, the color of it, all becomes another character. It's usually a story. I read a story, and if it intrigues me, I'll try and find a character on the inside of it that presents some sort of challenge to me as an actor, or that has some integral part in moving the story along in a specific way. Sometimes they're tough guys, sometimes they're not. I guess the most memorable characters that I play for a lot of people tend to be the tough guys, but I played other kinds of guys.